Get a bunch of targets. Before I start talking about the gun itself, I want to show you the manual that comes with it. Fully colored, very, very detailed. This is going to be your friend. Do not lose it. One thing we're not going to cover in this video is the advanced configuration of your firing modes using the dip switches, etc. That would be very informative. It would also be excessively boring to tears. That's what your manual is for. Very easy to follow along. You can purchase modular rail covers separately. What's really cool about these, one, they snap in place very easily. These are full-length rail covers, but in case you have tactical accessories on there, you may not want the full length. So all these lines, you can use a razor, cut through them, so you can actually have your optic, laser, or tactical accessory fit perfectly in between the rails. These are pretty cool. They are available in matching colors as well. Now, let's start with the stock. It's a 5-point adjustable stock. It's a crane style stock, very comfortable. It's got a padded back plate and a storage compartment for extra gear. One thing to note is that it's very easy to remove. There is a single screw that holds it in place. You may think, well, how is it going to be sturdy? As you can see, it's not moving. This single screw does hold it in place, but this stock block right here rides in on rails. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Now, the other cool thing about this is that this does accept standard AR style buffer tubes. So if you happen to have a pretty legit stock for your AR, well, you can throw it on your DAM if you want to do that. As you can see, it's very simple and easy to remove the stock. The stock adapter slides off on rails. If you're not going to put it with the stock, put this on instead, tighten it down the same way. I'm going to leave this off for now because we'll be needing access to that screw here in just a moment. It does include the angled foregrip right in front of the mag well. I found that this is definitely the most comfortable way to shoot the gun, either righty or lefty. Looks suspiciously like a Magpul AFG, but just saying, that's something you noticed. It does come with the on-the-fly feed system, hopper fed, magazine fed. It's that simple and easy. And of course, the barrel that you get with it. Instead of skimping and giving you some nonsense barrel, Dye gave you the classic, super legit ultralight barrel in matching anodize. Now let's talk about this foregrip section. As you can see, it's modular. There's a line here. This is 2 separate pieces, and you can build on to make your front shroud as long or short as you would like. Now I'll show you how to do that, but first we need to remove the angled foregrip. While this isn't very hard, it's not very intuitive, so I'm just going to show you how. Remove the top screw, pull that bad boy off, flip it over, and you're actually going to have to rotate this rail out of the way. So loosen the back screw and completely remove the front screw. As you'll notice, all the screws are the same size. That's a really cool feature. Another thing I want to point out, even though this particular piece here is polymer, this is, they have metal threaded inserts. So it's going to be very smooth and very durable. That's the main thing. So remove this bottom portion here, and your front cap slides off. Now, flip it back over on the top. If you want to take down your shroud a little bit farther, remove this. And this shroud fits in to the back shroud the same way the front cap fit in. So let's move back to this rail. Loosen the back. So it's a little extra tight. All right. And completely remove the front screw. Once that's done, this rotates out of the way, and what we see here is this screw, pull that off, front of your shroud pops off. It's as easy as that. Like I said, you can build on or build down this shroud as much as you would like. Alright, now that I've got the foregrip put back together, I want to talk about something. This section here, all the green you can see is glass reinforced nylon. The side and bottom rails are full metal. You may ask yourself, why didn't they make this full quad rail system metal? The reason is it's just unnecessary. You don't need it for paintball and it just would be too heavy. Let's move on to the hopper adapter. As you can see, nice clamping feed neck, full metal construction here, somewhere where you do need it to be nice and tough, and it's pretty easy to take off. So if you want to run solo mag fed or fully mag fed, pretty simple. Loosen those screws, remove this, and you can drop in that breech cover instead. Use the same screws to tighten that down. And you're all set. I want to talk about the magazine well and the magazine system, which is really the most important part of this particular marker. It does have an ambidextrous magazine release right there and right there. Magazines slide out very easily. It's also, before we get too much in the magazines, I just want to show you how few paintballs you lose if you eject a partial magazine. Cool, we've got one in the chamber. Looks like we lost two. That'd be one out of the chamber, one out of the top of the mag. No other gun system is going to lose fewer than that. In fact, many of them will lose more. I don't see why you should be ejecting too many partial magazines, but you know that if you do, it's not the end of the world. Now your gun is going to come with multiple magazines, one of them being this mock magazine. It's not just a mock magazine for looks. It does come with all of this. It comes with tools, a spot for a spare 9-volt battery, about a year's supply of O-rings, 2 detents, screws, and they're not going to rattle around. This is probably the most legit magazine toolkit I've ever seen. Now, if you're not playing MagFed, you should have this in, but your gun will also come with 2 12-round matching color magazines. As you can see, I've got all sorts of different colors out on the table because we've got a bunch of different guns, but the green will come with 2 of these green ones. Now, they previously advertised these to be 10-round magazines, 5 on each side. When we got them in, we found that they actually will hold 6 comfortably on each side. And I spoke with Dye. They said, you know what? It was a happy mistake from the factory, but these are now 12-round magazines. So that's pretty cool. You can also purchase separately the hardware to link your magazines into a type of Ready Mag system. Shoot your mag dry, drop it, and that's the way to do it. It doesn't get faster than changing magazines than that. This is a cool system. I would recommend everyone pick up the Alright, we're going to start out with hopper fed. Switching over to mag fed. These are first strike rounds. Going back to hopper fed. Empty out my first strike rounds. Now it's time for a solid magazine of first strikes. Now we don't really have any doubt about this because that worked perfectly, but we're gonna go from hopper fed and we're gonna switch back and forth between hopper fed 68 cal and mag fed 68 cal. Okay, going to mag fed, going to hopper fed. Let's empty out the magazine. All right, time for the final test. We're gonna go full auto on a mixed magazine. Perfect. Now it's time for a lot of mag fed shooting, but we're gonna start off with something you probably have never seen. A nice full auto rope of first strikes. That's awesome. First strikes are freaking awesome. How about some 3-round first strike bursts? Just because we can't get enough of this. Full auto first strike again. And how about one more? And while I hadn't really planned on it, everyone likes seeing a hopper just unleashed at full auto. So, time to destroy the target stacks that Russell put together last night. Shall we reload? Let's do that again. Oh, and there it goes. Sorry, Russ. Okay,